I had an idea. Are we headed for a future of total surveillance? Actually, yeah, and it could be a great thing. Hi, my name is Emily, and this is Bling Pop Shift. First, surveillance is a huge topic, so let's boil it down. It's behavior, activities, or other changing information, online or IRL, recorded and stored. Agreed? Okay, let's start with a story. In the rich tradition of scientists testing things on themselves, a pair of speech researchers decided that upon the occasion of having their first child, they would do a study of how children learn to speak. They wanted to keep a detailed scientific record of every word spoken, where, and by whom. So the couple, with the help of their grad students, wired up their entire house for video and sound recording every hour of the day. So essentially, the house had its own memory. Yes, a factual digital record meant for scientific number crunching, but also a log that not only allowed them to rewatch baby's first steps, taking away the interruption of capturing your child's greatest moments on camera, knowing that the house will remember it for you, but the digital memory with its exact recall also corrected their own mistaken memories of events. Who was where, when, what was said, and the emotional tone of every scene. This is surveillance at its most potent, but also its most useful. And what makes it such a great example of positive surveillance is that the couple was not only running the study, but also had control over how much information was available, equipping their system with an undo button that allowed the family to erase naked dashes from the shower or intimate moments from the log at any time. Now this is total surveillance with total control. We tend to think of surveillance only as something used against us by the government to influence our behavior or change our decisions or prosecute us for terrorism. The NSA went too far reading emails and phone calls and text messages and everything you do online. I am not here to disagree. But I would argue it's power over the record and not the surveillance itself that everyone is so upset about. For example, would you surveil yourself if it meant you could have a perfectly searchable visual record of every phone call you'd ever made, book read, email sent, event attended, receipt tossed, note taken, and conversation had? You would have a huge offboard memory at your disposal. Instead of our current vague, detailless threads of memory, self-surveillance, also called life logging, could give you exact numbers on how many YouTube videos you watched last week, or walking, or helping you find connections in your flurry of notes. Life logging is super interesting, and there are tons of great articles on the technology currently available, but I want to talk about sharing. Once the records are made, you are only a share away from, and this is amazing, letting someone else query your entire digital memory or experience a replay of your day. And sharing is where the power of total surveillance really shines. A version of your life could, if you choose to check the box, be shared with a public archive, which could be used as a data mine for scientists. Science! It would be the grandest data collection effort ever, giving us the ability to do huge statistical and behavioral comparison analysis on people all over the world. I happen to think that is very exciting. In a total surveillance future, everything from learning and eyewitness testimony would be totally revolutionized. Aha! Just think about history. In a world where history is constructed by the dominant in society, total surveillance with a hefty dose of parsing software would allow you to see time periods from a billion points of view. A billion. Creating history as a story of how events affected an entire population. Teasing out geographical details, changes in niche communities, or even defining cultural movements based on trends revealed by pattern recognition software. The monolith of history could become the story of everyone. Is anybody else excited, or is it just me? But what do you think? If data is the new oil, should we divorce ideas of surveillance from fears of government intrusion and power? And can you see yourself life logging as our comfort with big data increases? Tell me all your hopes and fears about total surveillance, and as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on Tuesday.
Is the show really over?
Seriously? Seriously. Ref occurred? That's the word you decided to say? I just burped in my mouth. Burped in my mouth! During a video. Yep. Am I done? Got any more burps in there? I think you're good. Good.